and welcome to the second episode of the Primary Pod. My name is Adarsh, the primary head boy, and I'm also joined by Mr. Keiron, the vice principal here at GCS. Welcome, Mr. Keiron. Thank you for taking the time to join me here today.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be a guest on the Primary Pod.
So let's just remind everyone the format. I'll be asking you some questions today, and then you'll have the opportunity to ask me some questions. Then, of course, we'll finish the episode with the soon-to-be famous GCS High Five questions. Is that all okay with you, Mr. Keiron?
Yes, of course. I'm more than happy to answer your questions.
You have been here at GCS for a while in the role of secondary head teacher. How did you feel when you were promoted to vice principal?
I was very honoured to be asked to move up to vice principal. Obviously, I'm really proud of the work that I've done during my 5 years here at GCS, and I'm looking forward to the exciting opportunity to work more of a whole school role this academic year.
So the next question is, what has been your biggest change in your day-to-day role since taking on this new position?
I would definitely say working across the whole school, so working with primary, the MOE team, and joining all that together. My previous focus has just been on the secondary side of the school, but now I get involved in lots of different things, from working with the support staff, working with the exec team, and working just across the whole of the school, which is really exciting for me.
Yeah. So what's the best piece of advice you've received about leading others?
The best advice I would ever say is never ask someone to do something that you wouldn't do yourself.
Okay. So the next question is, how do you handle challenges or tough decisions in your role?
Obviously, within my role, I have to make a lot of tough decisions, but I think in the forefront of your mind should always remember that it's about the children, and every decision we make should benefit children. And if it doesn't, then we should ask ourselves, is this the right decision that we're making?
Yeah. So the next question is, there have been a few changes this year in GCS. Can you talk us through some of them and how they have made GCS even better?
Yeah, certainly. One of the biggest initiatives we're rolling out this year is the Teach Like a Gem, known as TLAG. This initiative is to bring consistency across our teaching, whether this would be in English, maths, humanities, Arabic, French. All subjects should have a consistent approach. It is based on research, educational research, and is designed and been shown to make such a positive outcomes to our students, and that's something we're trying to bring in this year to make sure that all our students in every lesson get the same high quality from every teacher, regardless of the subject.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to answer my questions. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, I just have a few. My first question being, what does being head boy mean to you?
Being head boy for me is like being the kind of person students can turn to, not just to lead, but to also listen.
Excellent. So how do you plan to make a positive impact across the school?
By encouraging teamwork, organizing events that bring students together, and making everyone's voice heard.
Excellent. And what's been the most exciting or challenging part of your role so far?
The most exciting has been working with different people and learning from them. Challenging is balancing everyone's expectations, as a lot of people have a lot of different expectations.
Excellent. So how do you balance being a leader, all your studies, but also your friendships as well?
I'm learning to plan my time carefully and working on developing open communication with my friends, and they are so understanding.
And the last question from me, who inspires you as a leader, inside or outside of school, and why is that?
It's like, it's inside school and outside school. As my parents, like from the beginning, even last year, they're the one who told me to apply for Deputy House Captain of Kindness. And then because of their encouragement only, I went last year. But this year, my friends encouraged me to, like, you went last year. This year, there's a position for a higher role. Go try it on. So I tried it this year because of my friends.
Okay, that is all my questions. Thank you, Ardash. It was great to get to hear your thoughts on student leadership.
So that brings us to the final part of our episode, the GCS High Five questions. What's your favorite meal and dessert?
I would have to say my favourite meal would be fish and chips. I do miss that from home, good quality fish and chips. And my favourite dessert, I think, would be apple pie with probably a bit of custard on the side.
the best place you've traveled to and why?
I've been very fortunate to travel quite a lot of places, but one that really stood out to me is quite recently in the summer. My family went to Sri Lanka, and just seeing how green and beautiful and all the fruits and the flowers growing was really quite special, and it's something that will live with me for the rest of my life.
So the next question we have is, if you could invite 3 famous people to your dinner, who would it be?
Right, it's quite a few, but if I go for 3, I think the first one would have to be Thierry Henry. As an Arsenal fan, it's a must. He's an Arsenal legend, one of my heroes, so he would have to be there to just talk football. The other 2 you might not know as much, so one would be David Jason. He's a famous British actor, real comedy actor, so I think you'd be really insightful, but obviously funny as well. And then the last one would be a northern, so that's part of the northern part of the UK, would be a comedian called Lee Mack. Really funny guy and just does a lot of charity work as well, so be a good guy to listen to as well.
Yeah. What's your biggest memory from when you were at school?
Wow. Biggest memory from school? Probably be, actually, the last rugby game I ever played. So back in the UK, before I became a teacher, I was really into my rugby. I was a professional rugby league player. But one of the games that stood out was a game that we didn't win. But we achieved much more than we ever thought we could. And we left everything out there to just compete and try, and everyone give their best. And we got beat, I think it was 18-12, but it was really close. And just knowing that what we'd accomplished was quite special.
Yeah. So what does your dream day look like from start to finish?
A dream day for me would be quite simple, really. And ideally, it'd be a nice lie-in, but spending it with my family. I've got 3 daughters and my wife, and I think just spending it, from maybe a nice breakfast, then going to the beach, just spending time together, a barbecue in the evening, I think, and just, maybe board games like Monopoly in the evening. I think that would be a perfect day for me.
Well, Mr. Keiron, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. I hope you've enjoyed your time on the Primary Pod.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Join us next time when Zihan will be interviewing Miss Emma. Thank you for listening.